Hello everyone, my name is Binks and welcome back to Let's Play the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve, where we're continuing in the fourth case of the game, Twisted Karma and His Last Bow. Investigation Part 2, Great Waterloo Hotel. I guess that's where we traveled to last time. My memory's kind of shot. Anyway, like I said, last episode, and probably the one before that, I have returned to work. It's actually in the middle of the week when I normally try not to record in the middle of the week because I know I'm going to be tired, which I am. This is going to be a short episode. I originally planned to just have 2 episodes for the week for you guys, but I've had a rough day. Work is not going too well. My injury is preventing me from doing well, and my boss is being evil. So, yeah, I'm not in a good mood, but I'm hoping that maybe this game will help cheer me up a little before I have to rush to bed. So yeah, I'm just gonna have a quick, short little episode. Hopefully nothing interrupts or anything so that I don't have to do any editing because I really don't have the time or energy, okay? Yeah, so we're in the Great Waterloo Hotel foyer. And God, I hope we don't have any characters that I have to, like, full force voice act because I am tired and I have, like, a cough again. And I'm like, no, please don't have, like, Barry Caden or anyone who, like, too much energy. I don't have it. Susato. I thought it yesterday, and I think it again today. This place is so princely. It's a wild guess, but I have a feeling you'll think the same tomorrow, too.
My tea has a finer fragrance than whatever they're serving in the tea room here, though, wouldn't you say?
Her father, I guess?
Ah, look who we have here. This is an unexpected pleasure.
Daddy? Hello, Daddy.
Father. Oh! Is this your daddy, Susie? How lovely!
He looks surprised.
Who is this brightly colored child with the big hat? What a charming young lady. And you are?
Aw, that's cute. He always looks kind of like, eh? He looks kind of surprised. God, I hope you're not a bad guy. I don't think you will be, but some of your actions sometimes make me a little sus of you. You're a little shady at times. But you seem so genuinely nice. I'm like, please don't be evil, sir, please.
Oh, really? So you're the author of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, are you?
That's me, Iris Wilson at your service, sir. Susie's been such a wonderful friend to me over the last year, you know.
Well, Miss Wilson, Watson, I mean, I must say, I read your work regularly and with much interest.
Iris actually lives with Mr. Holmes, you know, Father. Like a surrogate daughter, which is really cute.
Is that so? Well, perhaps that goes some way to explaining that bright look in your eyes. I mean, you're kind of a genius. Are you sure you're not his actual daughter?
Well, she is way too smart to be his daughter. Sorry, Sherlock. I mean, Sherlock is... I don't know, depending on who the mama is, because that might explain why she's a genius, which he is a genius, but he's also like a mad genius, right? Like, he has a few screws loose as well. So maybe her mama is also really smart, and that would explain why all her screws are tightened. I don't know. I'm really eager to find out more about her heritage, because we're thinking it's Watson/Wilson. But I don't know, man. I know we don't have him. I shouldn't look because he's not in here, I'm sure. No, I don't think he's in here. Wilson. But he doesn't look like he could be her I mean, I shouldn't go by look. I would have to see her mother, but maybe she looks entirely like her mom. But the age thing too, and he was so absent. Like, he was around, you know, he was around being a professor. So it's just strange why Sherlock was the one raising her all that time, and why wasn't Watson around with her, you know, taking care of her. Very weird. Anyway, that's a mystery that I know will be addressed probably in the next case. Because it's not being addressed in this one, so. Aw, she's so cute.
Is it weird? Like, don't get me wrong, I love Pearl, but
I think I honestly like Iris more than Pearl. Pearl, she's a sweetheart. She's great. But there were times when she just got a little annoying at times, even though she was very helpful. And I think it was only because of the little storyline they would have with her, like, slapping Phoenix and stuff. I just, that kind of rubs me the wrong way. Even if they use it for comedic effect or whatever, I was just like, that's really rude. Are they really having us believe that she's going around slapping him? But whatever. I think that was about it. Everything else about Pearl, I did genuinely like her a lot. But I don't know, I just like Iris more. She's really cute and sweet and very smart. Even if she wasn't so intelligent, I would still like her more. I do find it strange, though, that she's so young and they're like, oh no, she has to be super intelligent and she has to be a doctor and all this other stuff. I'm like, did you have to do that to a young child? Really? I probably talked about that a lot in the first game, but it's been a while since I brought it up. So, anyway, this is my little Iris ramble since you're so cute and you're right in front of me, darling.
You wouldn't be smiling so airily if you knew just how bright she is, believe me. Now then, young Naruhodo, it was a pleasure seeing you in action earlier. As an invitee of the symposium, I was allowed to observe from the gallery after I twisted some arms. And I must say, it was a truly exemplary performance.
Yes, thank you. One of the few people who actually is complimenting Ryunosuke, right? Like, both him and Kazuma performed admirably, right? Up until that last part at the end, but I mean, they did what they had to do, but that was brutal. Oof, brutal.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Although I'm fairly sure you were omitted by Kazuma on the end there.
No, he was being genuine. Don't have a little complex about Kazuma, okay? Just because other people keep, you know, praising your rival / true love over there. Aw, I think he's always gonna have a little bit of imposter syndrome going on, just because he feels like he's like second choice, like the filler, right? Because he took Kazuma's place by default because of what happened, and that's sad. But you've really come so far, and you've proven yourself. And I hope at some point soon that you really will believe that this is what you're meant to do and that you are good at this. I really, really hope it. I like seeing confidence be born within you, you know? You deserve it, man. You do.
No, please don't misunderstand. It was you who impressed me.
See, he read your mind. He knew what you were thinking.
Really? You didn't miss a step against Asogi, and we all know how capable he is. Really, to have matured into such a fine defense lawyer in less than a year is quite extraordinary. It's very kind of you to say so, and really nice to hear.
Aww. Please don't be evil. We all need affirmation daddy over here. Can you be everybody's daddy? Like, adopt everyone, because you're really sweet. All these These children need fathers. I mean, he already adopted a Sogi. What's one more, son, right?
What I saw in court today confirmed what I'd been hoping for. The favor I mentioned yesterday, Naruhodo. I trust you haven't forgotten?
Oh, no, you did mention something, didn't you?
But first, we have something to report, Father.
Will you let him tell me the favor first? Why do we keep getting interrupted?
Of course, of course. Shall we take tea while we discuss matters further? I wonder where Judge Jigoku has got to.
Yeah, Mr. Shady Big Man. I mean, he seemed cool, but that trunk was shady. And he's so strong and big that I'm just like, big strong man could do a lot of bad things if he wants to. He could also do a lot of good things. I mean, just because you're big and strong doesn't mean you're a bad guy automatically, you know? With great strength comes great responsibility. Me twisting the Spider-Man phrase. Alright, what's up? Let's talk about the Reaper.
Father, do you know about the so-called Reaper of the Bailey?
I've heard rumors. Some members of the judiciary explained it all to me yesterday. Of course, when I was a visiting student here in London, the Reaper was yet to emerge.
Right, he didn't appear until after that case when the visiting students had already returned home.
Lord Von Zieks, who was in the dock today. That was Baroque, the younger brother of Clint Von Zieks, I believe.
That's right, and he's known throughout London as the Reaper, as you've heard. But the truth is, it wasn't him behind all of those mysterious deaths. It was somebody else.
I see. So what you're saying is there's been a professional killer at work here.
I mean, it makes sense if it was assassin. 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 It's so weird, like, now that I know that that's her name, I can't even think of her by that other fake name that she went by in the beginning.
Exactly. Someone by the name of Assassin, in fact. I beg your pardon? Did you say Assassin? You mean that Giselle Brett woman who was responsible for killing my great friend?
Oh no! A friend of yours was killed.
Professor Mikotoba, I think perhaps we shouldn't discuss this right now. Because the friend the professor is talking about is Dr. John H. Watson. And that's not something we want Iris to find out about. Not like this, anyway. Bruh, we just been dragging this out. When is she going to find out? Has to be the next case, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe at the end of this one. Oh, it's gonna be so devastating for her.
Ah, I've just remembered something. Biscuits. This hotel has the most delicious looking biscuits.
That was rather out of the blue. She's doing this deliberately.
I think I'll go and see if I can purchase some. I wonder, would you like to come too, Iris? Oh yes. You just try to leave me behind.
Okay, thanks Iris and and Susato. We're going to get us some yummy biscuits. Good job, Susato.
So, that young girl is called Iris Watson, is she?
Yes, that's right.
And she's the author of all those adventure stories starring the great detective Holmes. But the name of the credited author isn't Iris, is it? It's Dr. John H. Watson.
Yes, I know. That's the name of her father, you see.
Her father?
See? If that was his friend, for him to react that way, okay. I'm calling it, y'all. He is not the father. Where's Maury when we need him? Or somebody tell us the paternity results. I mean, that has to be why Sherlock is actually the one raising her, right? Why is he not telling her? Is it to protect her from, like, people who would go after him? I don't know. It's weird. Strange. Very strange.
Dr. John H. Watson. I was deeply indebted to the man for all the kindness he showed me during my time in London. That's why I was keen to reciprocate and invite him to the Imperial Yume University 4 years ago.
That's right, I forgot. So he was in Japan for 4 years. That's right. I think I misspoke earlier when I was saying that he was around. Because I keep forgetting little details from the first game. So he was in Japan for 4 years before he got killed there. And she's like 10 or something? Wait, how old is she again? Yeah, she's 10. I mean, yeah, he could be her father still. But she's 10 years old. That's an interesting year. I just realized 10 years is around the time that everything went down, right? Like with the professor and all that. Yikes. So she was born around the time when all that chaos was happening? Oh boy. That has to be significant, right? I mean, it feels like it has to be. Anyway, I feel like this episode is just devoted to me thinking about Iris and all that. Because it feels like it's building up. Even though it's probably not going to get solved anytime soon. But it's really there, prominent in my mind right now.
But he was murdered last year by Giselle Brett. Why? Why would the Hand of the Reaper stretch all the way to Japan?
Well, there was that list of names, right? On that weird disc at the from the first game? And I'm thinking that's like a hit list. So Giselle Brett was on that. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I'm guessing it was her list? Wait, who was on that list? It was Watson, right? Wasn't Watson on the list? And, Asogi. Who else was on the list? Why do I feel like Giselle Brett was on there? But her name was Assassin on there? I cannot remember. See, guys, that's the problem. It was ages ago, to me, that I played the first game. In that case. So, feel free, remind me in the comments. Was it all 3 of their names on there? Was it just 2 of them? I don't know why I feel like all 3 of their names were on there. Because then she ended up dead right now. So I just feel like even the assassin herself could have been on the list. Doesn't mean it was a list given to her, you know? Very strange. Because maybe they saved her for last, thinking that Asogi was dead, right? Thinking that they killed everybody on the list. And they would want to leave no threads, no loose threads. So then they would want to kill the assassin as well. Interesting.
Iris knows nothing about that case, but it seems very likely that the victim, Dr. Watson, was her father. Well, I can't say that we ever spoke about his family, so I don't know if he had a daughter or not.
So you were friends, but not close friends then? Maybe just like colleagues co-workers, you know, just like surface level, which I get it. More like acquaintances, friendly acquaintances. I get that because I feel like I have a lot more of those kind of relationships now than I used to. I feel like I don't have as many close friends anymore just because of me being more of like I'm home all the time, and even when I do bond with people, if I don't see them often or put effort into maintaining those relationships, then those relationships are not going to deepen. And after a while, I just get like to that point where I'm like, I'm tired. I don't have energy for socialization. I'm an introvert, you know, extreme introvert. So for me to put a lot of energy into maintaining so many relationships, it's like it's too much. So it's sad, but that's kind of what's happened over the years, that I kind of had to let go of a lot of friendships that used to be deep. But it was easier when you're in school, you know, when you see people regularly and you can talk about a variety of things, or you had a lot of things in common. But when you don't see people often, you don't have a lot of things in common, it's harder, you know? So I can totally understand why maybe he wouldn't have known if that was his daughter or not. Still a little, but I get it.
But I think I can say with some certainty that he was never the great detective's partner.
Wait, what? Excuse me, did you just drop a huge bomb while I was all casual? He was never the great detective's partner? As in, there was no Sherlock and Watson in this universe? Excuse me? That is the biggest shit that's ever hit me in this entire franchise, in this entire game. How dare they break up Sherlock and Watson? That's like, oh my god, that's like the biggest sacrilege. That's like, oh my god, why? You would, first of all, it was bad enough they killed Watson. I was shocked when they did that. I was pretty hurt, honestly. But like, damn. And I mean, that kind of explains why he was so like blasé. Like, I thought he would be very gung-ho about I don't know. I thought he'd be a little more gung-ho about his partner, and talking about him and thinking about him and his death, and investigating it. But he was so casual and quiet about it. But I thought it was because of Iris, right? So I kind of was like, okay, that's the only reason why he's not going to bring him up, you know, blah, blah, blah. But now, what the frick? Does Watson... But why would he even let her write about, like, did he even... So he had a partner? And who's his partner then? Was it a woman? Was it her mother? I don't know. I haven't seen Sherlock interact with really anybody other than, like, Gregson. Like, you know, in, like, a significant way for me to be able to be like, oh, that has to be his secret partner then. But why? Someone that he wanted to hide? And was totally okay with lying and saying, yeah, it was Watson's. Did he even know Watson? I am so shook by this, you guys. As a huge Sherlock fan, and as an Ace Attorney, I am baffled. This hurts me. Oh. Okay, well, if y'all gonna do this, then you better give him a partner who's worthy, okay? Like, I want to see him with his partner then. I mean, it's sad enough. I mean, I was already kind of sad because we have a Sherlock who's alone, and I kind of felt like, aw, he doesn't have his partner to bounce off. But Ryunosuke kind of like filled in that role, but at the same time, not really, because Ryunosuke has his, you know, he has Susato. So I kind of felt like Ryunosuke's not really his partner. He's kind of just filling in, even though they do work together really well with the dance of deduction. And that's cute. I like that when they do that. And I'm like, oh, I can kind of ship that. But I do want Sherlock to have his own Watson partner, and then the fact it's not Watson does make me sad, but I'm like, okay, then he needs to have someone good. Y'all don't know, Sherlock and Watson, that's something special, okay? It's a very, I mean, sometimes it can be toxic depending on the portrayal and all of that, but it's a little codependent. But their relationship, they really need each other. And yes, they get shipped a lot, depending on the version, because, you know, the older man Watson is a version that we see in certain movies and media, and then the younger one is more accurate for the books, and then the more recent, like, you know, Benedict Cumberbatch TV show and all of that, and the movie with Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr. also had the younger Watson, which made them get shipped as well, and that was more accurate as well too. So yes, I did ship them as well, but it's because their partnership is special. It's always special because Watson just balances him out, especially because, like I said, he's a mad genius, right? He needs someone a little more grounded, down to earth, calm, level headed, but also a little reckless at times and knows how to fight. And he has the medical knowledge as well. So they were just really great together. So we need another Watson. Okay. As I was just rambling and describing Watson, I'm looking at this man right in front of me. Calm, level-headed, medical knowledge, closer in age. He'd be a good fit, and he is saying he can say with some certainty, but this would be strange to me, because he's not from there, but maybe that's... I don't know. Getting a little vibe here. Are you the partner? That might also explain some of your reactions to Iris and talking about the stories. Oh, that would be spicy. That would be interesting if they replaced Watson with you. I guess it works, but also doesn't work? How old are you, sir? No. What am I doing? Sorry. This is supposed to be a short episode, but I'm doing a lot of rambling because I'm thinking a lot today, even though I'm really tired. 34 and 43. Okay, he's older than I thought. I mean, it makes sense. It's not like Sherlock's partner has to be closer in age, but I mean, I have to see how they interact. I guess it could work, but that's weird because I kind of liked the thought of him being in a trio with the other two guys from Japan, you know, with Jigoku and Genshin Osogi, but that kind of makes me sad. Like, I was like, oh, they're cute little trio, you know, back in the day, and now I'm like, oh, so he abandoned his trio and joins up with Sherlock? I don't know. I feel some type of way about this. If my inkling is right. I don't know. I'm confused.
So, it could have been another Dr. Watson, you think?
That's an interesting reaction. Huh. Looking away, huh?
Well, John and Watson are both common names after all. Still, it's probably best not to mention this to the young lady until we can be sure.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm getting a weird vibe here. I'm a little sus. But if he is the partner, then that makes me feel better because that makes me think you're not evil, right?
That's what we thought, yes.
We are back with cinnamon biscuits. Oh, they smell delicious, Iris. I think cinnamon will go very well with the tea they serve here, don't you, Susie? Yes, I'm sure you're right, Iris.
We didn't get to hear the favor. Oh, it's there. Okay. Wow, this episode is going way longer. I'm sorry. I did a lot of rambling, but okay. Let me at least, if I could just finish this conversation.
I haven't seen Judge Jigoku for a while, have you?
Guilty. Ho 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 ho. I mean, he reminds me so much of Phoenix right here. He's like a mixture of Phoenix and Gant. It's so weird. I just don't, I don't want you to be bad either. You look so cool. I don't know. You were kind of, you seemed nice. I don't know.
That guilty's still ringing in my ears. No, now you mention it, I haven't seen him since this morning either. I suppose since the symposium's opening was postponed, he'll have gone to explore the great exhibition.
That reminds me of something you mentioned yesterday. About Judge Jigoku having once been in the dock himself?
Oh, right.
Ah yes, it was all tied up with that accursed trial. Closed trial of Kazuma's father.
Yeah, because he tried to defend him and then he got arrested as well. That's what made me feel like he a real bro, man. I don't know.
Seishiro was trying to mitigate Genshin's guilt, so he took the stand to testify. But he got a little carried away and, actually managed to break the witness stand.
Oh, damn. See, he freaking strong, bro. That strength is a little like, oh boy.
Oh my.
He also said some contemptuous words about the British Empire, for which he was charged.
I mean, he had every right considering what they were doing to his friend, you know?
Oh dear. Although it's worryingly easy to imagine him doing that. Well, it was alright in the end. He was acquitted and we returned home to Japan together.
Thank goodness.
Oh yes, talking of Seishiro. I have a copy of the photograph we all took together here yesterday. Please.
Ah, this might be evidence. Interesting. It's a funny look. I mean, the trunk is there. I think that's the only thing that really sticks out to me is like might be useful here, right? Because I'm sus of that trunk. That's a huge trunk. Because why else would they include it in the picture, right?
Oh, what a lovely picture. It's kind of ruined by that big trunk, though.
And you look so nervous as usual. All nervous and awkward. It's almost like he's posing with his future wife and the in-laws. Oh my gosh. I don't ship it, but I'm sure it's probably gonna happen. I mean, how else would Phoenix eventually be born?
It certainly seems to shout, "We've arrived in Britain."
Commemorative photograph. A photograph taken in the foyer of the Great Waterloo Hotel on the morning of Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jigoku's arrival in London for the symposium.
None of us had any idea what was coming when we took that, did we?
No. No, that's so true.
Okay, the favor at last.
So, you mentioned a favor that you'd like to ask me? Well, this fateful trial that you're fighting. One way or another, it will be over before long. And when it is, I'd like you to accompany me back to Japan.
Oh, so he doesn't get to stay here. I guess that makes sense. Well, then how does... Well... It's weird. I mean, that's for Capcom to worry about, right? It's like, how does Phoenix end up in the U.S. in Japanifornia?
You want me to do?
What? Father, what's the meaning of this?
No, Susato, you should understand. You've seen how our courts work firsthand. Japan's judicial system is in its infancy, especially when it comes to defense.
So he's over here to learn, and I guess you're feeling like he's progressed enough that you want him to come back and teach and help over there, right? So what? Well, is Kazuma gonna come back too? I hope so. If you can convince him, if they can work together to fix the system over there, that would make me happy.
Oh, you mean...
The Supreme Court of Judicature is in desperate need of a good defense lawyer. As soon as possible. Really quite urgently, in fact.
But I've not even been in London a year yet.
I've read all of Susato's reports. I'm well aware of your extraordinary talents. And having seen you in action with my own eyes earlier today, there's no question. You, Naruhodo, are precisely the man our country needs.
Hey, that should help with your ego, right? That should help.
So, you'd be leaving then, Reno? But then, what am I supposed to do, Father?
Yeah, because she originally was supposed to be with Kazuma, and now she's been by Naruhodo's side, so it's like, I don't know.
You came here to serve as Asogi's judicial assistant.
Oh, yes, she's supposed to be Kazuma's assistant.
Our government is still in the process of deciding how best to deal with his situation, though.
Hmm.
You've always chosen your own path, Susato. And I trust your judgment. In this matter, also.
Oh, he's leaving it up to her. Okay.
Father,
Please, the pair of you, don't look so downcast. It's merely a suggestion, you understand. A hope, if I'm honest, but I won't force you. All I ask is that you consider it and come to a decision by the time this trial concludes.
yes, all right. You won't leave, will you, Runa?
Oh.
The thought hadn't even crossed my mind. Up until now, I've just been trying to do what I believe to be Kazuma's will. But it turns out that he's still alive, so... where does that leave me?
Aw. That's true. Dang.
Well, if you'll excuse me now, I need to telegram government ministers and the Japanese police with this information about Assassin.
Of course, Father. Thank you.
I look forward to next month's installment, Miss Watson.
Oh, good. And please do come to Baker Street sometime, won't you? We'd love to entertain you.
I would be delighted. Best of luck for tomorrow, Naruhodo. And give my suggestion your full consideration, won't you?
Yes, I will.
I mean, you definitely have to be a good guy for sure. If you're gonna be the one going back with him, maybe at the end, you know?
Going back home? You know, Kazuma-sama has always meant a great deal to my father. I'm sure he'd love the chance to meet with him and talk to him about all of this.
Yes, no doubt.
Assassin? Oh? Who's this? I'm trying to end the episode. Why is somebody appearing right now? Of course, it's so obvious. Is this Sherlock? Did he show? What? What? Of course, I should have known. No. What? Why did you appear now? Why? So you were listening. And you and Mikotoba didn't interact at all. How interesting and how disappointing. What the frick?
How could I have neglected to consider the possibility before now?
Mr. Holmes, what the frick? Jump scare much?
Shirley, where have you been?
Why, I joined you all for tea, of course. What an extraordinary question.
I didn't notice you at all.
No matter, no matter. Anyway, to more pressing concerns. Mr. Naruhodo,
Oh, yes?
I must dispatch a telegram to your country at once. It is a matter of much urgency.
To Japan, you mean?
Tell me, to whom can I entrust the task? Quickly now, who?
Didn't you just hear if you were here? Her father? Are you avoiding him for some reason? What's going on, bro? Did you guys have a fight? Were you guys partners? Did you break up? Is this like a breakup thing? Secret lovers / partners who broke up? At a divorce? What's going on?
Well, my father has just now left to send a telegram to the Imperial Police Bureau of Japan himself.
Interesting reaction. Okay, the sus meter keeps rising. Okay. I mean, they both been acting kind of sus and shady for quite a while, so now I'm starting like, okay, makes a little sense. A little long lost love here going on. Is that what's going on? I'm getting the yaoi vibe potential. If y'all were partners, you know, instant potential shipping. I mean, his wife died and he abandoned his newborn baby and came over here and was in grief mode. And did you pick up the pieces of his broken heart and help heal him by solving mysteries together? And then eventually one day he had to come back home to Japan to finally be with his daughter, and he left you behind and you had to raise a little girl on your own. And damn, you're both daddies, so some dream daddy stuff going on. Is that what this is? Okay, I'm jumping ahead, but I feel like that might be where we're heading, and I'm kind of excited if that's the case, because I'm like, hey, more yaoi. But also, it's weird. It's also weird to me. I'm still upset because, you know, I want my Sherlock and Watson, but, you know, it wasn't happening, so I gotta take what I can get.
I see. Well, he looked reliable enough for a bearded fellow.
I don't think my father's sports could be considered a beard, Mr. Holmes.
What are you talking about?
There's not a moment to lose. Kindly ask your trusty unshaven father to see this is sent.
I will, but what is it?
What were you talking about with a beard? Were you talking about Jigoku? What's going on, Sherlock?
No questions at this time, if you please, Mr. Soto. All we can do is pray that for once, my deduction is awry.
Yeah. Doesn't that imply? Yeah, okay. He said it and it got cut off.
Doesn't that imply that your deductions are normally correct, Mr. Holmes?
Which isn't exactly the case with the whole dance and deduction thing. Now then, let's ignore everything you were saying.
You may be surprised to learn that I am a very busy man. I certainly have no time to hide behind settees and eavesdrop on other people's conversations, which may or may not have been hinting at my long-lost love.
So that's what joining us for tea meant.
I leave the sending of this in your hands then, my dear fellows.
And he's gone.
Wait a minute, Mr. Holmes.
Stop being a coward and face who might be your potential long-lost partner.
He just sort of ran off, didn't he? At quite a pace.
And left the unpaid bill for his tea behind, too.
Of course. Of course he somehow managed to get tea.
I must catch up with father at the telegraph office at once. And I'll run and call us a cab straight away.
And there was me thinking everyone would be clamoring to pay Mr. Holmes's bill.
And he just got left having to pay stuff in court as well? Y'all think he's made of money? Did y'all not realize he did not get paid at all the last time he was in court? Whatever. Whatever. Y'all don't care about his situation. I see how it is. Anyway, okay, that was longer than I thought. I thought it'd be like 30-something minutes, but nope. Anyway, I rambled a lot, but I think I'm onto some stuff. Some stuff finally is connecting in my head, and I'm a little about a lot of things. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye-bye.